Hi friends, Ashley Leppert here, author of The Hurricane Within, Volume 1 and 2. Take a moment and head on over to jeanvalentino.com and subscribe so you can get all the latest podcasts from Grassroots Truthcast. See you later, friends.
Hi, friends. Gene Valentino for My Pillow. You know, this past year has been one of the hardest in My Pillow's history. It's because of you that they are making it through, though. They want to thank you for your continued support by passing on some Christmas specials to all listeners and viewers. Did you know you can get the Children's Bible Story Pillow 5-pack for $29.98, or My Slippers with a free bottle of leather protectant spray for just $39.98? Or how about the blankets, the comforters, and the duvets for as low as $25, and a blowout sale on the standard My Pillows for just $14.98? So go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-589-4706 and use the promo code. Don't forget the promo code. Use the promo code GeneV to take advantage of these wholesale prices, including standard size My Pillow, originally $49.98, now only $14.98. The queen size, $18.99, or kings, only $1 more. We know My Pillow products come with a 10-year warranty, but My Pillow has just announced that they're extending their 60-day money-back guarantee. That's right. Orders placed between now and December 25th will have a 60-day money-back guarantee extended through March 1st, 2026. Let's get on board with My Pillow. They've been there for America. Let's get there for My Pillow.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and gals, it gives great pleasure to introduce Gene Valentino.
Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, Pine Belt. I like what you guys were saying earlier about the temperature, about 45, 50 degrees, but because of the humidity and wetness, it's even worse. It's
Yeah, it is. It's, it's air you can wear, and we feel the full effect of that Gulf air that comes up into our area here, and it makes it feel even colder than it really is. And there's a scientific answer to all of this, by the way, because that humidity, your skin, according to something I saw yesterday, your skin has a little layer that is just millimeters, just very, very small, that keeps a little warm air around your skin when you're cold. And so when you put a jacket on, it makes you feel a little warmer because it holds that warm air next to your body. However,
right.
When you have humidity mixed in with that, those water molecules get in there and disrupt that feeling of warmth and makes you feel colder than you might feel in maybe Minnesota or, Illinois or wherever you are this morning outside of the South Mississippi, because the air is drier up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes Maureen and I were up in the Northwest Territories in north of Calgary near the Arctic Circle, Yellowknife, Canada last year, minus 40 degrees at night, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And yeah, it was cold, but relatively speaking, the humidity wouldn't carry at that temperature. It would just fall to snow or ice. But boy, that dry coldness is certainly different than the wet coldness we're feeling right now.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the South. If you like air you can wear, you will love this place.
We love it just fine, thank you. Proud to say we're Southerners after 40 years, so no one's
Yeah.
changing our mind. The folks
That's
up in
right.
Connecticut don't want us back there with our political and social opinions anyway, so we're just happy in the South where normal America seems to sustain itself.
Yeah, that's true. And we wonder what's going on in the minds of these people that live in this cold weather in the northern part of our country. I think the cold weather may do something to their brain, but I'm not sure. But anyway, politics, that's something you and I love to talk about. You and I became friends through politics. And we've known each other for quite some time now. And, you and I always tend to discuss a little politics. So we'll talk about some of the things that are going on today. The Supreme Court ruled this week that Texas can move forward with their redistricting plan that will add 5 seats to the Republican column. What did you think about that?
Well, this is a real win, not only for Republicans, but for the nation at large. We have to be careful. I'm glad you brought that up, Michael. We must be careful as a nation not to gerrymander the district process. I know this firsthand, and you might as well. When I was county commissioner here in Escambia County, Florida, every 10 years we went through a redistricting process. And that meant we looked at the population maps and realigned the districts. And we did it based on population, not based on registered voter, whether there were Republican registered voters or Democrat registered voters, to jack up the propensity of one party over another in a given area. Not supposed to do that. The term is called coterminous. We've used it on the show before. It means generally from the law, one man, one vote. And it means that the District 1 in your area should be equal in weight and proportion and balance as District 2 in your area and District 3 in your area. This is at the county level. The same thing applies statewide between state representatives and senators, along with the establishment of the congressional districts to the United States Congress. We must have parity and balance. And when these Democrats in California stack the deck over decades with the illegal, inappropriate, unfair, unbalanced redistricting maneuvers, they went bonkers when the Republicans tried to do the same, really to bring some parity and balance back to the process. They looked at it as an attempt to countermand what California had done. What's going on there is this, and then it happened in Texas. This then ended up in the Supreme Court, and I believe the Supreme Court rightfully ruled that Texas has the authority to reestablish a sense of balance and parity amongst the districts. Why not make every district based on an equal amount of population? Look at the total number of Republicans and Democrats and keep that balance as equal as possible in every district you realign nationwide, statewide, countywide. And you do that to make sure that every person has one vote that is equal and fair as another person, let's say in Kansas, Connecticut, California. You pick the state. It's got to represent the same will of the people.
Yeah. And, I've listened to the Democrats over the last 24 hours just losing their mind about the Supreme Court siding with the state of Texas. And, it seems to be the shrillness of Democrats seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. And the funny thing about this that everybody should know is they are the worst offenders of gerrymandering. They have gerrymandered the state of California if you look at the state of California, for example, roughly 40% of the state of California registered Republicans, roughly, and that's about 60% is Democrat. Now, if you look at the representation in Congress, they've only got about 10% Republican districts. So basically, there's about 30% of the people out there who are Republicans who don't get a fair shake when it comes to the way that they've gerrymandered those districts out there. And yet California and Gavin Newsom are screaming at the top of their lungs that we're going to do this because of Texas. Well, they already did it. There's some states that have zero Republican representatives, zero.
And the Democrats are barking. Yeah, the Democrats are barking as if the Republicans have thrown the first punch. Folks, keep in mind, this has been an ongoing complicit strategy with the Democrat Party going back decades. And Michael has just brought it out again. This begs the issue, Michael, of one man, one vote, the concept called coterminous. Hey, you know what? I've come to the conclusion, and it's in the Christmas holiday spirit. Democrats are like Christmas tree lights. They all hang together. Half of them don't work, and the other half, well, they're not too bright. So,
That's
so,
funny.
so
Well,
this, I've just, you just certain things in life you begin to get used to. But I'm watching um, Turning Point USA. I'm watching grassroots the uprise of grassroots initiatives. Tom Homan in the field. Hey, keep your eye on Homeland Security head Kristi Noem, former governor of what is it, North Dakota. She
yeah.
she has got a plan in place to do an unprecedented reversal on these Somalians up in Minnesota, and not just Minnesota, but every state in the nation. There is going to be a major extrication, legal, justified extrication of several uh, um, ethnic and political groups that got in here illegally. Tim Walz, current governor in Minnesota, is he's going to be subject to a serious investigation. Keep it. I wouldn't be surprised if criminal charges prevail. And my good friend, who's a sponsor on Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truthcast, Mike Lindell, just announced he's filing the paperwork for governor for Minnesota for this 2026 election. So that's less than 12 months away. This is a big deal. Uh, he has been through a lot legally. He took a position on the voting machines that turned out to be an issue in certain elections. And I'm of the opinion that the truth will bear him, the truth will set him free, and that he will become the next governor of the state of Minnesota. I think there'll be a mass deportation nationwide and varying degrees based on how blue you are to remove wrongdoers. And the likes of Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, and all of these extreme left folks that even Nancy Pelosi couldn't deal with. You'll find them on the outside looking in less than a year. If not for election integrity issues, there will be a proof that it surfaces about the illegality upon which they came into office in the first place. Hey, quick observation. Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, uh, the gang of 6 or 8 of them, AOC. What? How did these extreme leftists get to such prominence so quickly? The answer:
Question.
follow the money.
You're right. And you know something, one of the things that I've heard about the Somali community in Minnesota is that about half of them apparently made stuff up to get into the country. And so that this is, I think, what they're going to be looking at. So even if they are currently U.S. citizens, naturalized U.S. citizens, if they lied on their documentation and it can be proved, they can be denaturalized.
Yeah. Ilhan Omar talked about her husband. Turns out it was her brother who became her husband to get her into the states as a legal resident, a voting legal resident, by the way, and then gets catapults her way into U.S. Congress. To me, follow the money. And this issue in Minnesota and the amount of billions of dollars, they said $1 billion, reports indicate it could be more, much more, that funded Somalians. And as Donald Trump said the other day, Somalia isn't even a country, it's a bunch of ragtag, lunatic people who are creating martial law and taking the law into their own hands. There's no democracy over there. And we've put millions of dollars into a country. And you can't call Trump racist because in the same week, the man is signing a peace agreement with Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of the Congo in the same continent of Africa. So knock off the bad talk about Trump being a racist. He's been fair and equitable. You just because you don't like the message doesn't mean he's wrong. It just means you don't like the message. He
Well,
could be right.
yes, yesterday, what did he do? He pardoned Henry Cuellar. We've only got 20 seconds left, but what did you think about that?
It shows he's reaching across the line. It shows he recognizes shortcomings in the Republican Party as well. It shows he's concerned about this nation, a man who didn't need this job and could have been living the life of Riley right now, stepped up to protect you and me. Back to my final comment. Failure to defend the rights of others may someday result in your rights not being defended. That describes Donald Trump.
Yeah, he knows what it's like to be the target of an administration. He was one. So anyway, Gene, have a great weekend. Thank you for joining us.
You too, guys. Take care now. Hi, friends. Gene Valentino for My Pillow. You know, this past year has been one of the hardest in My Pillow's history. It's because of you that they are making it through, though. They want to thank you for your continued support by passing on some Christmas specials to all listeners and viewers. Did you know you can get the Children's Bible Story Pillow 5-pack for $29.98, or My Slippers with a free bottle of leather protectant spray for just $39.98? Or how about the blankets, the comforters, and the duvets for as low as $25, and a blowout sale on the standard My Pillows for just $14.98? So go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-589-4706 and use the promo code. Don't forget the promo code. Use the promo code GeneV to take advantage of these wholesale prices, including standard size My Pillow, originally $49.98, now only $14.98. The queen size, $18.99, or kings, only $1 more. We know My Pillow products come with a 10-year warranty, but My Pillow has just announced that they're extending their 60-day money-back guarantee. That's right. Orders placed between now and December 25th will have a 60-day money-back guarantee extended through March 1st, 2026. Let's get on board with My Pillow. They've been there for America. Let's get there for My Pillow.